Are we rolling now, Kenneth?
Speed.
Does that mean rolling?
Yes.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time before we have posted any updates on the van. We got the van in August. It is now April. Lots has happened, but I haven't really done much updating because there's been a lot of work keeping this going. So I figured today I'll give you a little quick tour of what the van looks like. It's about 50% of the way done. So hopefully this will give you a good idea of where it's headed. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at all the things that we have in the van. All right. So up first, we installed some swivel seats in the van. The nice thing about this is when we park the van, you'll be able to rotate the seats around and be able to put our table up that we have in between the seats. So the seat can come all the way around like that. And we can have dinner. You can play cards, whatever we want to do right here. The table mounts right here, and the kids can use the table while we're driving, so that's neat. We got these really great living in a bubble chair organizers.
We love them. It's the best thing we bought for the van.
This bag actually tears away with magnets, so that's great if you want to store toothbrushes and combs and whatever else in there that can go right in that bag, or if you've just got stuff that you want later to take with you somewhere. We installed a headliner shelf. So that's this guy. You can see the brackets here that kind of keep that in. Basically what this does is just add some extra storage up above the driver's seat. There's a lot of head space here that you don't necessarily need. So we're storing our table up here, as well as a mattress that goes here that I'll show you later also. But this is where one of the kids will sleep, right across the seat with this mattress that hangs off of the back of the chairs. So the inside of the van, you can see, is all covered in this black stuff. This is the insulation that we did on the van, and then all these wood strips are called furring strips. And essentially they're kind of like the studs that you would put in the walls of your house. This is what's everything's gonna be mounted to. So all the kind of nuts and bolts of that is done. All the furring strips were put in with riv nuts. So they're holes that you drilled into the frame of the van, and then you put the riv nut in, so it's nice and secure. These will definitely not go anywhere. They're not just loose screws holding them in, but they're all riv nuts. You also see that we put in a vinyl floor. That was kind of a bear. We had to take out the original floor, get it prepped, and attach the vinyl to it, but I think for the most part it came out pretty good. Right here we have an unfinished cabinet. This is kind of my current project right now, that this is going to be the kitchen area. And so eventually there'll be drawers and doors and a countertop here. Back here we have these two storage boxes, and they're kind of a dual purpose. For one, they are for storing things, and I can kind of give you a glimpse into what that looks like. So you just take that, move that back.
Yeah, and over there.
So on this side we have our batteries. These are called EcoFlows. That we're using to power everything in the van, from lights to air conditioning to just the receptacles. And I installed gas struts on these for a nice soft close. This can also double as a place to sit. So we have the same thing on this side, just no batteries in there. This is more just for general storage. And then eventually we'll have a cabinet that goes there that houses our refrigerator. Up top, you'll see our air conditioner. This has been the bane of my existence. And I think that if you were to buy an air conditioner, I unfortunately cannot recommend this unit. The unit itself has been good in terms of the cold air that it supplies, but the problem has been that there's a manufacturer defect with the ventilation system on the roof. And because of that, whenever we get wind and rain together, rain comes in through the sides of the vent and it eventually finds its way into the hole that we cut for the air conditioner, and it starts leaking through here. I think we finally have all that figured out after months of messing with it, but it has been a nightmare to say the least. So I can't necessarily recommend this air conditioner. Now that we're through all those problems, I think we're fine. And I will say, just to give them more credit where credit's due, I probably spent a little over $200 on materials to get it sealed up and, you know, kind of like troubleshoot all the problems that we were having with it. They did refund me $250 as a credit for all the problems I've been having. So give them credit for that. But yeah. And then let me show you the bed. This is probably the coolest thing that we've done. So the bed is a sliding bed system. As you can see, it's in the closed position right now. So the whole point of this was to try to gain as much space in the van, because obviously there being 5 of us and this van being kind of tight already, we were going to need as much space as possible. So we wanted a bed that would close. And this bed, by and large, we built it. We did buy a kit that had all these slats in it, but you can just get 1 by 2 inch plywood if you're wanting to do something similar to create these slats. But it's on a sliding system. So I'll show you what that looks like. You lift this up. And then the bed slides open and it rests on top of these storage boxes. So again, the storage boxes providing storage, a place to sit, also support for the bed. And let me show you what the bed looks like set up. All right, so that's the bed. We did kind of splurge on this mattress. It's called a Roam Rest, some kind of partnership with Flatline Van Company. I don't really know what that means, but this bed is actually really great. I have slept on it at least 4 or 5 nights now, and I know Julie has slept on it a few nights. Maya has definitely slept on it. We all
laid on it.
You've laid on it. We all enjoy it. It's a good mattress. I will say I wish I had gotten the bifold version of it. This is the trifold version. I think the bifold probably would have just made more sense in terms of trying to set it up as like a couch when it's in the closed position. But we're making it work. So that is the mattress. And for one last thing, we'll take you around back and just show you the trunk space. So I probably should have started on the exterior of the van, but a couple of things when it comes to the exterior. So one thing we did do was we installed a shore power inlet. It's just we had to drill a hole in the side of the van, and this is for power for our batteries whenever we go somewhere that has power. You can, if you walk up here just a little bit, there's one on the other side too, but I installed these running boards. Got these at auction for super cheap. Talked about that in our last video. So if you can take advantage of auctions, you can find lots of really good deals on things. We also installed this ladder on the back so that we can get on the roof if need be. So we've got that. And then this is the storage area. Really the only thing of note back here is I installed this leg in the middle to kind of give support to the bed. It does fold up, which fortunately I can't show you right now because of all the junk that I have back here. But it will fold up and out of the way in case you need to put something bigger back here. And then the only other thing I was going to say is I found these at auction too. They're the same brand as our back seat organizers, Living in a Bubble, but we got window covers for the front windows, for the back windows. Got these for super cheap. They are not cheap if you buy them brand new, so again, take advantage of those auction sites. Those are going to be your friend. And yeah, so we've got a pretty good amount of storage back here. It's not completely thought out yet in terms of what all we're gonna do back here, but there is a lot of storage space, so should be ample for what we have to do. The next steps that we've got to do are putting on the solar panels on the roof. We've got to put a roof rack on to install solar panels. One thing I did not talk about is the way that we get power in this van. There's going to be 3 ways. Number 1, obviously the shore power inlet if we are parked somewhere, but while you're driving, you can actually charge the batteries off of the EcoFlow alternator charger. It's a super awesome design where in about an hour of just driving, it'll charge all of our batteries to full in the van. So that's really, really nice to have in case you're ever without power. All you gotta do is drive around a little bit and then you've got power. And then the third way will be through the solar panels, which will be a great way to charge in case there is no power and there is no claims to driving. But I think that does it for now for the van tour. Hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna be installing the walls and the ceiling next, and putting in some lights, kind of more of those finishing touches, getting that kitchen cabinet finished up, putting in the countertops, and then eventually we're going to put in upper cabinets as well, which that's kind of one of the last things we'll be doing. And then we're also going to be installing a second bed above this bed for the other 2 kids to sleep on. That will undoubtedly be an adventure. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the 50% van tour, and hopefully we'll have the 100% van tour ready for you in a couple months.